Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hi, buddy.
Wow.
Hi, chat. I love you. Mwah.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Wednesday. Stuttering Craig, welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It is Side Scrollers. Man, oh man. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. And guess what day that is? It's Hardcore Video Game Day. Let's go. Joining us today, after holding down the fort on the back end, after our one-on-one with Colin Moriarty, it is the man who deals with plumbers, trees, and all sorts of natural catastrophes. It's Travis Keys. Hello, Travis.
That rhymed, by the way.
I'm a wordsmith.
Yesterday was a good show, and I really enjoyed it.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun to do that, and great to talk to Colin. We'll have several clips going up over the week based off of the interview. Also joining us today, straight from Guam, the princess herself, who fails at all classic games, including Mortal Kombat. It's Blabs.
I got demoted. He used to be like, oh, the Guamanian queen. Now I'm demoted to princess.
Well, how about you just start winning and beating some classic games?
I do win, Craig. I win at life sometimes, okay?
You know what you are winning with? Let me tell you what you're winning with. Your e-thought streams.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just what a brilliant
So
idea. Just absolute, it's so freaking funny. So freaking. You had breaking news, actually.
Yes.
We talked about it before.
Yes.
For the stream. Breaking
So,
news from the
chat,
e-thought stream.
I will give you a little quick rundown. There's this lady on Kick who is a carpenter. And she has her own like website where she sells like cutting boards, trays, really basic stuff that's overpriced, but nonetheless she does it, which not that many women do, so cool, whatever. However, she does it in like a bikini thong, like her boobs sticking out, her hair in front of her, fake ass safety glasses, no shoes. And we discovered yesterday, she announced that her boobs were fake. After a great debate that we've been having for a couple of weeks, we're like, are those fake? Are those real? We have a decisive fake.
Listen.
They don't move. They just stay there. I'm like, how is she doing that? You're bouncing around, whatever. Anyway, they don't move. They're fake.
Blabs. How did you not know that they were fake?
I mean, listen, some people just have really great boobs, but I suspected they were fake as a fellow female,
Right.
Well, you never know these days. She could have had like fillers or something, then they wouldn't be that thick, but apparently they're like fake.
There's also really good bras too that make.
Well,
Travis knows.
That's fine, Trav. But here's the problem with that: is that she doesn't wear a bra when she does her show.
It's true. Her titties were out. And you know what's funny? Because X-Ray Girl came on for that bit, and she's like, "Does she have nipples?" Because like we're trying to figure out. You couldn't see nipples, and like they were like cut right there. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Put her link in the private chat really quick.
Okay,
sounds good. And while we do that, let's introduce. It's Wednesday. It's Hardcore Gaming Day. So it's time to bring in the greatest gamer in the room. It's Adam Krigler. There he is.
Oh, I missed this.
I found her Instagram. All right, hang on. Let's find her.
Oh my gosh.
Listen,
why?
there was a
this.
time.
Wait. Hold on. I have to just say, this just makes me remember monetize the haters, but the blab version, right? It's like monetize the e-thoughts. It's like flip it on them. It's like if you're gonna put yourself out there, we're gonna be able to. I mean, it's the internet. You can make fun of if you put yourself on the internet. Someone on the internet's gonna make fun of you. All right.
Mhm.
It just is the way of the internet, whether it's in your chat, whether it's some random person, whether it's blabs watching e-thoughts and wondering
there
whether
was a
their boobs
dude,
are real.
too.
Is her
And
name
A dude?
There
really?
was a dude, and he had a whole bunch of words, like subs, like written on his name. And one of the guys went over there, gifted him a sub, and he wrote blabs like on his hairy chest. I was like, no.
Oh, that's fantastic. Did you get a screenshot of it at
And
least?
so it's recorded and everything. Yeah, it's a whole clip of it.
Is her name really Wood Babe?
Oh yeah,
Would baby.
that's her actual username.
Is
on
that
Kick.
really
She's
a
got
surprise?
21,000
Not,
followers.
not
on
really.
Kick.
No. I'm wondering if she purposely meant the double entendre or if she's just stupid.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago she had her friend over and they were
Probably
showering in
both.
her nice blue tiled bathroom.
So
What does that have
The
to
boys
do with
didn't
wood,
notice
though?
the shower was blue. I was the only one. I was like, I like the tiles. Those are nice.
Oh, the boys have the wood. Right. Okay.
I was trying to pull up a. There was a sequence that you were watching last night, Blabs. That where she was talking about her something that she had made. She had made something. So what she would do is she would walk. Let me actually show you what she would do really quick. Okay. So what she would do is she'd be in her like standing up right here. This is actually framed perfectly, right?
Mhm.
Where her boobs are hanging out, like the bottom of her boobs are hanging out, right? And she has this little thong cut right here that goes right. And so what she'd do is she'd be like, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Okay. Hey, look at this copy of Cheers of the Kingdom that I have. And she'd go up here and she'd hold it right here, right? So, and she's like, do you see it? Do you see it? So it's right below her boobs, right? And then, but right above her little crease here. And on top of that, her little swimsuit. But on top of that, straight up camel toe. Straight up. So like, it's very obvious what she was trying to do. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And the sad thing is her boobs are so thick she couldn't even get them to jiggle. So like, even if she was like right in front of the camera, they weren't moving either.
It was amazing. It was amazing. Like,
there was this one girl who looked like, we called her Miss Piggy because her nose was like upturned and everything, and she was just bouncing the entire time. She's like, oh, and like they would just bounce on purpose the entire time.
On a more serious note, if her boobs after her boob job are getting stiff like that, that could be cancer because they breast implants leak and mold over time, and they've found out that
you have moldy boobs.
If your boob implants are in there for over, they're supposed to be replaced after because they will mold inside of the implant, and that will give you cancer.
That is disgusting. Never get boob implants. Love your titties, no matter if they're mosquito bites to like triple E's. Okay, ladies? Done. All right.
So don't get cancer in your boobs.
Yeah, what Travis said.
What the hell are we talking about? This was not on the run sheet. Just saying.
hey,
mosquito boobs? I've never even heard that term.
Yeah, mosquito bites. It's like an Easter egg hunt. You can't find anything. Hello.
That's
okay,
right.
riddle me this.
Wow.
Riddle me this. You're younger, right? You're going.
Oh no,
out.
I don't
You're
want to
going-
go further down this rabbit hole, Blabs. No, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Hey, make sure
Come on, let's be real. It's like an Easter egg hunt, you know. You take off the girl's bra. It was a push-up bra, and then there's like nothing done. You're like, it's the boy, you know, like sucks.
Let's just be real. We've all seen it. Most of us have been there. All right.
And your disappointment is immeasurable, and your day is ruined. You're like,
Yep.
I thought these were B's and they're A's, you know.
There's a few times I took people's shirts off and thought it's a boy.
Hey, Travis, make sure this is timestamped. Thanks.
I don't know what that even meant.
Mosquito bites?
No, what Travis just said.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I don't know either.
What?
Sometimes when Travis says something, I
He just
smile and go,
disappeared.
I just smile.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Trav. He's like, Trav, I
It's a
worked at the
trap,
post office.
correct.
Yeah, I worked at the porn shop. All right, I worked at the. All right, Travis. I love it. Oh man, hey, look at this. Blake coming in with that $4.30 super chat. Says turning 43 today, sharing some of the love. Let's go, Blake.
Happy birthday.
Bump, bump, bump. Oh, hold on. Where's my kazoo? Let me get a kazoo.
Oh dear.
Hey,
I
by the
couldn't
way,
find it. I couldn't find it. She's out of town. I don't know where, dude. I couldn't find it. What? I looked for it. Do some sad kazoo sound. All right, now do a happy sound for Blake, because you were pulling it out for a happy sound for Blake, and there you go. Happy birthday, Blake.
All right, nice. Okay, so look, we got a big show. Happy birthday, Blake. We got a lot to talk about today. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for hardcore video games coming up in a little bit. Later today, Blabs will be taking on. It's Wednesday also, right? Because so Wednesdays are Blab versus days. Last week, she battled through Contra, got about 5 levels of the 8 through. Very admirable. After learning the Konami code, admirable. But today, she takes on an entirely new challenge, a game she's never played before, an all-time classic. As we move from 8-bit to the arcade now, Blazzle today will be playing Mortal Kombat 1, the original Mortal Kombat, the ESRB rating creating original video game. And she said, can I play as some badass chick? And the answer is yes, she can play as a badass chick. So make sure you hear later today.
Is it Sonya?
Yeah, that's the only.
I don't know their names. I'm just gonna pick the hotter one. Like that's the one.
There's only one. It's Sonya.
We also are live over on Rumble today, which would be great for you guys to come over and join us over on Rumble. As we are closing in on 2,500 followers, do us a favor, head over to rumble.com/sidescrollers and hit the follow button.
Shout out to Rumble.
Why is it important that you do that? Let me tell you why it's important that you do that. Because literally every single stream that we've done, even before we say a word, done during the intros, our streams are getting demonetized. Every single one. We're getting the yellow mark. Every single one. We have been put under the YouTube thumb. Our tiny little channel of fun and chicanery has been put under the thumb of YouTube. So we encourage you to head over.
You know what? I blame Adam.
Me too.
It's his fault. I mean, that's me. It's my fault.
I was gonna say,
I was gonna say I blame Blabs and her talking about mosquito bites.
What? They are. Let's be real. If you can't see them, they're like little mosquito bites.
Could be the balls, but I don't know.
Could have been the giant balls to Africa too.
Well, we haven't had many balls references lately, so so we're waiting for to be able to go crazy with some balls. So let's get some balls going today. Retro Jim came in with the 2.
Put that on the Who Said It list.
Flipped.
Yeah.
Let's
get some balls going today. That's not what I just. That's what he said. I'm just. All right.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Hey,
Nothing.
You do you.
Whatever you want. It's very progressive.
Yeah, you
nowadays.
do you, buddy.
Love me some balls. Retro Jim came in and says, "I love to see you interview Low Tier God." Thank you so much, Retro Jim. A lot of people have actually requested Low Tier God to be on the show. Apparently, there's, I don't know. I guess there's some sort of like DSP Low Tier God thing, and yeah, we're still hearing about this. Oh, I'm still getting tagged in this, and apparently, like the like Phil has been going crazy over Street Fighter 6, or like, I don't know, I'm getting tagged in all this stuff all the time, and it's amazing.
You're gonna be in a retirement home.
I know.
And you're gonna get a piece of mail or email, or they probably won't have letter mail by then. And it's just gonna say DSP hates you.
Oh yeah.
That'll just be it.
Thank you for not tagging me anymore, everyone. I appreciate that, because I don't respond. Yeah, there was a little while where I was getting tagged and all this stuff, and I'm like,
listen,
just mute this conversation.
I am well aware that at this point in my life, even in like 20 years, I will receive several things on my deathbed. Hopefully I don't die in 20 years, but people will be saying, hey, Dark Side Phil, hey, what happened to Handsome Tom, right? Which is a Screw Attack reference, which I still get asked about 15 years later, 16 years later, 17 years later. And then I'll get like, hey, did you fire Jared? I'll get that. Those are like the three things that I'll get. And even though they happened like decades ago, just like yesterday, we were talking about, we had that great, just absolutely amazing conversation with Colin. And, like it makes sense to ask him about the kind of funny stuff that he went through, like you got to ask those things. But I would love to have Colin back and not talk about that at all. So maybe we will in the future. By the way, did you watch that yesterday by chance, Adam?
I didn't. No,
okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I fully encourage you to watch it. Give it a glance. Just watch like 20 minutes, right? Learn about
early in the show, because I don't really need to know more about like mosquito titties or whatever you guys got into in the beginning.
Well, Blabs and I weren't there yesterday.
Yeah, there were no boobies involved. Okay, Adam.
I don't know. I don't know. You never know.
Listen, without Blabs on the show to talk about mosquito bites, there was no mosquito bites. So,
wait, what's the difference? I thought they were the same.
Well, I mean, listen, mosquito bites could be boobies, but they can also be actual mosquito bites that you got from the wilderness. Right?
Okay.
That's going to go in the intro. Tag that. Put that as a tag. 1647. Travis, thank you very much. All right. But with that said, I encourage you to watch it. And I think you guys will get along. Like I said for a while. So give it a glance, watch him for a little bit, and if you
cool.
have, I'll gladly introduce you guys because I think you guys get along great.
Right on.
He is a big PlayStation dude, probably the preeminent PlayStation podcaster on the internet, and
okay,
he is super hardcore gaming, which is great.
Nice.
All right, let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for.
Hard news.
All right, let's get into it. The good stuff today. The major video game day as we go along. We have some breaking news this morning.
Breaking news.
Breaking news from the world of Microsoft as there's a major giveaway happening. And by the way, I'm totally devaluing this because this is the breaking news idea. It's like watching like CNN or Fox. On the bottom, there's always some sort of breaking news. It's like breaking news: cat falls from tree. But
somebody screamed.
Right. There's an amazing giveaway happening right here from Xbox. It's obviously a tie-in compared to an upcoming movie release, but it's something that I want to talk about because I know that a lot of people are interested, or at least somewhat interested from afar. The new Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is coming out. You guys know this? The Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles film?
Yeah, it looks trash.
Looks trash. Okay. Well, they are releasing for the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is major breaking news. The first ever pizza-scented Xbox controller.
I have so many questions.
It's like,
can you say that again?
Yes, the world's first pizza-scented Xbox controller.
Yeah, that's what you said. I thought that's what you said.
Yes, that is what I said.
Because Xbox
that's
controllers
gross.
Don't already smell like pizza?
Whoa. What are you trying to say?
I don't have an Xbox.
Like gamers are dirty, unclean human beings that don't shower?
My Xbox
that they eat pizza?
It's beautiful.
And
it doesn't smell like pizza either.
I would expect pizza and Mountain Dew. That's what I would
I don't like Mountain Dew.
Wow.
I love this because what they're doing is they're teaming up to do this, right? And they got this. These actually look really, really great. I think these are very, very cool. Now you notice on the back there's like a pizza thing that's attached to it. That's where the smell comes from. Check out this picture of this girl.
Oh no! The Photoshop is gonna be terrible there.
Oh man!
Oh please! Someone put Blab's face right there.
Hey, memers, What else can she be smelling?
Whoa! Keep it PG. You know what?
A
Just
mosquito
PG.
bite. Wait, no, never mind.
No boobs. No boobs in my face. Thank you.
They're not just boobs. They could be real mosquito bites,
In the
as per
wilderness.
what you just said.
You are correct, Adam. Proceed.
So you can go in and you can it's like one of those Twitter contests. You can go in and retweet the official Game Pass sweepstakes, blah 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 blah, and rules and stuff. I'm actually like, you see how the pizza sticks out of the back of it. So like this is like a one-time thing where you have it and you're like, oh man, you have that pizza controller. Awesome. What I thought was
But it's detachable.
Yes,
So you
it
can
is. Yeah.
all
I
right,
thought it
so
was
it's
like
like
a charging thing.
it's like an adapter, I guess, right? You can like plug it in if you need some pizza smell in your life.
Right. It's like,
Okay.
man, I'm really hungry, but I can't afford
Sure.
pizza. So
I really hope I win this ultra rare pizza controller so I can smell pizza when I'm hungry. Yeah, that doesn't work.
I want to know what was.
Does that make
the,
it worse?
What was the marketing like brainstorming behind this? Like, gee, what am I gonna do? I know, pizza. It's gonna smell like pizza. Like, who thinks of these things?
You know
Of
what?
all things?
Hold on, wait. Let's be
I'm
real
not
though.
shitting on it because it's funny, it's unique.
This
but
is-
it's just so out there.
Of all the things I've seen in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, minus the Steam game, because that game is pretty awesome. The game that we played like a month ago.
yeah.
Right? That game's pretty great. But this, everything that they're putting out with Hollywood is like looks terrible. This reminds me of 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff.
Right.
Like when I was growing up, there would be some weird thing that's just like unusual, different, and it almost sucks that it's just a giveaway. I mean, are you going to be able to buy these? Because
So,
I feel like people would buy them. I mean, I wouldn't want them
How
myself,
many are
but
there?
they're kind of, it's just like a quirky thing. I mean,
Is
I
it
think
like
it's
the Barbie?
a waste of plastic on the planet, but you know what? It's whatever. It's a quirky 90s kind of vibe. I like it.
I love it. Okay, so I'm glad you asked those questions because I went in and did a little research on this because those were my thoughts. Was how many of these can you buy these? How many of these are going to be made?
Right.
There's only going to be 4 of these made.
Holy shit, one for each turtle?
Yes, 1 for each turtle. Which
They're going to be worth thousands of dollars.
So wait,
Plastic
you can't
pizzas.
even get 2 controllers together, so you can't even game together. Look at her turtle. Oh.
no.
My pizza smells better than your pizza.
Yeah, mine smells like pepperoni. Suck it, anchovies. Like.
So the
Ew.
reality is that you will actually
Can you imagine
never,
an anchovy pizza though? It's like that's going to be disgusting, dude. Oh.
you will never see this because 2 winners will never get together and play together ever. This is the only time this picture will ever be able to be made because no two like if a next door neighbor wins it, that's not going to happen, right? So let me tell you the rundown of this. This is crazy.
Give us the rundown. I know you
there's-
love your statistics.
I love statistics.
I know. Drop the
love
stats.
math.
All right.
Come on, let's hear it.
There are 4 of these and there are 4 prizes. Now, if I was
Okay.
to tell you that there are 4 prizes, who would be the natural first place winner? Which turtle would be the first place winner controller?
Leo.
Isn't there one called Michelangelo? I'm gonna go with him.
Everybody likes Leo.
I don't know. I'm torn. Probably Leo. Yeah, I guess so.
Leo
Maybe
is the
maybe
leader.
Raph, but yeah, Leo. I would agree. Leo.
Chat, what do you think? Like, I'm looking over on Rumble. Yeah, Dungeon says Leo. I'd right.
Leo.
What if I
Everyone's
was to
saying
tell
Leo.
you you're
Mikey-
all wrong? You're all wrong.
Is it Donatello? I would
No.
love it if it was Donatello. It's Raphael.
It's Raph.
Yeah.
The first
Raph.
place winner gets this: a customized Xbox Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles controller, Raphael artwork, approximate value, and they're way underselling this, by the way.
Of course they are.
$69.99. Right?
That's MSRP. Fuck off.
Right. This thing is going to be worth so much money.
Yeah, that's
So much.
bullshit.
It's crazy.
Give us the MSRP for the controller. Like, get out of here.
They are also giving you a digital code for 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate,
Of course.
as
Sure.
well as a bottle of customized pizza scent liquid fragrance. Approximate
Oh.
retail value, how much?
$12.
You could just buy pizza combos and smell the bag.
$5.
The bag.
$5.
But I overshot.
So
I knew it was cheap. It had to be cheap.
right. So total value $105. That's the approximate resale value. Second prize is the Leo artwork. Third prize is
Michelangelo.
Donatello.
Really? Mikey's last?
Mikey is last.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kids liked Michelangelo when I was.
I
growing
like
up, 'cause
Donatello. He was
the
my
funny
favorite.
one. Yeah, I like Don too, but I don't see how he's last. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can receive a winners list by sending an email to info@Xbox Promotions with the subject line Xbox and TMNT movie controller sweepstakes winners within 30 days of August 13th to receive a list of the winners that received. Yeah, so like you can always find out who won everything.
I want to know who won so I could try to get in contact with them. If it's like I wouldn't want anyone to know I won. Hell no.
Got to be
honest.
honest.
I won? All right. Don't you put my name on the list.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
It says
He's gonna enter Adam into the gift.
Don't you do that.
Contest.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. After August 13th, you have to send that email.
Okay.
Within 30 days. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to find these people. And I'm going to try to buy every single one of these off them.
Bullshit.
He's gonna be
What
like,
do
I
you
gotta get them all, and then he'll have them together, and then be like, now what?
All
Or
right.
you'll get three
Okay,
of them in
alternative.
the last person.
Alternative. If no one wants to sell them, try to get them all together to play a game so that you can be the one that brings them all together. Because you said we started this, you said these will never be together. What if you make it happen?
I am the great unifier.
That I know you are. That's why I suggested it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I know everybody hates you, right?
That's right. That's right. That's what I don't understand. I'm all I do is bring people together and apparently tear people apart, which is
Sorry.
Travis, he's savage.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. Well, anyways, I just think that's a really fun, honestly, a real fun contest. I think it's really, really great. And it does remind me of back in the old like Pizza Hut Ninja Turtle days where you'd get a personal pan pizza for buying Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I think that's awesome. I love it. Everything about that. We have a few super chats real quick. I want to make sure I read these before we move on to the next story. St. G says, you're losing money is because you got common sense.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we had more common sense. Get it? Sense. Jeremy's non-existent eyebrows came in with the 2. Says, no, Adam, no P. Oh, hi, Adam. I missed you.
Hi.
That's a scary photo.
I missed it too. It is frightening.
You can find Adam every Wednesday, guys, here on the show, which is great.
I shall be here on the Wednesday of Morrow week. Wait, never mind. I don't know.
It was good.
Love it. All right, let's move on to our next story. You guys fans of adult animation? That's a thing that started with The Simpsons, and now there's a million shows that not porno. Travis, I saw the look.
I was like, what are you?
I saw the look. I'm talking about like
adult animation. Well, the word
Family Guy,
the term
things
adult, like the adult section.
Travis, like I'm very familiar.
Well, to Travis, he's like, I know about the adult section. I worked there, right? That's where his right.
Love it.
I watched The Simpsons as a kid, so I mean, I don't know.
The only episode I ever watched was when Daniel Radcliffe played a vampire. That was it.
You never watched it either?
I don't know that one.
Before?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
really?
But you got to figure by the time she was growing up, it wasn't like a huge
Futurama,
thing like it was.
South Park.
I
Family Guy?
hated South Park. A lot of my friends watched it. I hated it. I watched more Family Guy than anything when I was in middle school. And I just stopped.
Family Guy. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
You watched Family Guy in middle school. So Family Guy's kind of like the Simpsons of the aughts.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Futurama because it's coming back after it was off the air for a long time, and it's coming back, which is fun. And I didn't really watch a whole lot of it, but I see clips, and I thought it was pretty funny from afar.
You didn't watch Futurama? Fantastic show.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Futurama's amazing.
I mean, you should be really excited because it is coming back, and it's also coming back. To believe it or not, Fortnite. Let's go!
Oh my god! Of course,
right.
Fortnite will put it, like anything. If a blade of grass would sell, they would put that in there.
Well, I'm
Like,
glad
you could be a blade of grass. Yes. Now in Fortnite. Everything.
So I saw this and I was like, that's interesting. And this, by the way, you can buy this today, right?
So
But
bad.
I saw this and I was like, what are the skins? Like I had the same thought as you, Adam. Like you can buy anything on Fortnite. So I went in and I looked and I found this. And it has every single skin from Fortnite in it. Now, I'll say this about Fortnite. I think that they do an amazing job of blending art styles in their game, right? When you look at,
Optimus looks pretty. I was looking right at Optimus. I was like, all right, Optimus is kind of cool.
But, these are obviously very anime style, like hand drawn, but they look great, like in the game. I don't know who this is, but the fact that you can that this art style works.
Click
well
on
in the
Optimus. Let's see what he looks like.
game. Okay, there you go. Oh, look at that. That does look
That's actually pretty cool.
It does look awesome. It's like people are willing to pay like $20 for it.
That's what they do. They sell you ones and zeros.
Oh, look at that!
Look at this ad.
Wow.
Look at this ad.
My
Look
husband
What
threw
is that?
acid on me for having for giving birth to girls.
like
Jesus.
I keep getting these crazy ads. I'm not
Dude,
searching for
use
acid
ad
stuff.
blocker.
I have ad blocker on this page.
Clearly
Literally on
not.
this page.
No, you don't.
I
I see
do.
ads. Well, your
Look.
ad blocker sucks.
I don't know, man.
Get
It's
good, Craig.
I guess. But so
Get Brave.
I should be on Brave, but I don't think Brave works on StreamYard. But either way,
Yes, it does.
does it? Okay,
I
cool.
use Brave.
Okay, good.
I don't see no ads for acid being thrown on a woman's face for having girls. That was a crazy ad. Anyway, Fortnite.
It is. It's I only see it on. Okay, Fortnite. So
yeah, buy
I was like,
Fortnite.
is that a Fortnite character? Wow, they're really branching out.
but there's a ton of like characters here. You can play as John Cena.
There's
you saw-
Destiny 2 characters there.
I mean, a million different characters here. LeBron James in a soccer game or soccer
Weird.
outfit. Really weird. Obviously, Goku. When you look down, it looks like they've lost some of the licenses. Like this was, they may have had the license to like Cobra Kai here, so now they've kind of generic them up a little bit. They had it for like a year, so now your characters look generic instead of like Daniel LaRusso and such. I noticed that also with there was one that was the Ghostbusters as well.
Will Smith's big ass dumb ears. Go
Where?
up like 2 rows. One more row.
Big ass dumb ears.
There, right in the middle.
No, that's Mike Lowry.
No.
What? Jeez,
See,
Trav.
Adam has glorious ears, but
Tell
according to
me.
Travis, Will Smith has big ass dumb ears.
Tell
Wait,
me that does
Mike
not
Lowry-
look like Will Smith.
Isn't that Will Smith?
Mike
from
Lowry
Bad
That's
Boys?
Will Smith, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
Jeez, Trav. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
What? That's
what-
Bad Boys.
I know.
That
Anyways,
is
but-
Will Smith. Anyway,
Yeah,
okay.
it is Will Smith. Yes.
So you were
but
wrong,
it just
and
keep-
Trav was right. He's trying to blow
Not-
right over that, Travis. I got you, dog.
It's not the last time Travis
Yeah,
is right and
Craig.
I'm wrong. Definitely not
True.
the last time. No, geez,
Also
Craig.
true.
But I just found it fascinating, and I do think that you're right. Like they will put anything into Fortnite as long if it'll move the needle. And,
They want that 14-year-old Christmas money
Oh,
or allowance money or whatever the money they can get their little teenage hands on. I need that Fortnite skin to flex on my friends.
flex it out.
No joke. That's it.
Dan River says, "Did you guys see the new Mortal Kombat 1 trailer yet? Is there a new one out like right now? Did one
Is it
just get
new?
released? I
wasn't
don't know.
there one like last week or something?
We've seen a lot of them.
Let me do a quick glance real fast.
It's going to do a
because-
quick glance.
Yes.
It-
What?
Quick look. Somebody said that they wanted like a glizzy smelling Xbox controller. I thought that was funny.
Flodzilla would love that.
Wouldn't he? Be like, keep playing.
So the latest
Or
trailer for
maybe
Mortal Kombat-
maybe a glizzy holder, so you can actually like put one on your controller and like take a bite every, whenever you're feeling
Yeah,
it.
you can play Annie at the same time without taking your hands
Huh?
off the controller.
Yeah? You're welcome, inventors out there.
Nom, nom.
I know one person who'd be a customer. You're not in chat, right, Flood? Okay, I don't.
I haven't seen him.
All right.
Um,
Good.
He's gonna be here next Wednesday.
Yay!
The Mortal Kombat 1 trailer, the latest one, is from 4 days ago, and I kind of glanced at it from afar, but I didn't actually watch it. I'm excited for Mortal Kombat 1. I'm excited to watch that. Nikki, by the way, says Futurama already released the first episode, came out the 24th of July. Nikki, thank you very much.
Where is it
Appreciate
playing
that.
on? Where is Futurama playing? Like, where can you watch it?
Nikki?
I don't have TV.
What is a
Anybody
television?
know? Chat. Where do you watch Futurama? You know what? It's the internet. I'll find it on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find it real
Paul
quick.
Dukin says Hulu.
Hulu, yeah.
There
Oh,
we
I don't
go.
have Hulu. No.
Okay, good
I
for
don't
you.
got no Hulu. Can you watch Hulu for free, or is it like can you with ads? I don't really want to do that, but
I'm sure you can
I'm
watch
gonna
Hulu.
I'm gonna use my websites that I may or may not have because they're probably not legal. Anyway, I don't have those websites that I
Yes.
watch shows.
It's actually on a lot of stuff. It's on FX Now, free with cable, Comedy Central, Amazon Prime, Vudu, Google Play, YouTube, Apple TV.
Yeah. All those things you pay for. I'm not interested.
Maybe he says,
Arr,
"Arr,
matey."
matey."
Arr, matey. They don't call me Commodore for nothing.
Dude came in with the $5 Rumble rant. Thank you so much. Says, I may not like Fortnite, but I have to give them credit and knows how to stay relevant. I'm just tired of being nickeled and dimed by live services. Dude, I get it. Appreciate
Ain't that some truth right there?
Well, speaking of nickel and diming, let's go to our next story here, as this is our title and our thumbnail for today. By the way, try new things with thumbnails lately. I don't know if you guys are into what I'm throwing down, but I don't know. Today's is interesting.
Felt a little lazy.
Did it feel lazy?
I don't know.
I was going for more simple, right? The idea of just like putting it out there, you know. But okay, I'm still trying to figure out what our like. I don't know what our thumbnail should look like with side scrollers. It's been
we need
theme.
big Craig face of like.
Today,
I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay.
Today could just be big
And
boobs.
blabs. No, Travis. No, come on.
Look, I've asked. Like,
Or
blabs?
it was little boobs we were talking about.
Oh, sorry.
and I
Sorry.
guess we were talking about big boobs too. But
big
no,
ones.
we're already demonetized.
Look,
Well, I guess
see
we're
it.
already demonetized. Might as well get the clickbait going. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Craig.
We do need a thumbnail expert, but let me say this: I've asked Blabs many times. I need some
I have
awesome.
sent you some. You just
No.
never liked them.
Not your bullshit ones.
I
you-
wanna
you
see
make in the
some of
forest,
these.
All right.
I want to see
Oh.
some of these.
I want some in front of a wall that are made specifically for.
I've tried,
the
but
YouTube.
it's so hard to make faces on purpose. I'm just like, I don't know what he wants. And be like, oh no, your shoulder's gotta be a little bit more this way. And I'm like, I'm not.
Oh, don't let
small.
him micromanage your thumbnails. Just be like, this is the thumbnail. Use it and see how the chat thinks. I think that's what we got to do.
May I say that I stop myself from saying more than I actually say. And today,
That's good. Ice Cold is right. It says, oh, hold on. It says, I agree with that on the white box of text, ain't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Retro Jim. Sorry about that. And Ice Cold. Listen, I was going for simplicity today, but either way, here is the story. Netflix has listed a job that is starting pay $300,000, could range up to $900,000 for an AI job to create great content. Oh, baby, they're coming for you.
Oh my goodness. Have you guys
Oh.
seen Black Mirror? Have you seen this Joan is Awful episode?
it's an amazing episode.
No, I haven't.
So-
Tell me about it.
The new season is pretty sad about Black Mirror, and I'm going to spoil this episode. Well, at least give you a little premise of it. I actually don't have to exactly spoil it. So, in the very beginning of the episode, it shows a woman who's living her life, and she's just like an average woman. She's got a job, and she's got some slight drama in her life, you know, with her boyfriend, her ex, and whatever. And then she goes home and she starts watching. I don't remember what the Netflix show do you remember, Travis, what the name of the Netflix in the show is?
No, but I'll find out.
Okay, they have their own version. It's basically watching Netflix. She's Netflixing, chilling with her future, whatever, her boyfriend. And there's a show called Joan is Awful, and her name is Joan. And she's like, well, what the hell is this? You know, and they start watching it, and it's exactly her life. The day that she just had. The show is literally the day she just lived, her whole day, down from like the drama that she had at work. She had to fire somebody, and they make her out to be this like utter bitch. And then there's like this drama with her ex trying to get back with her, saying like, you know, do you even love your boyfriend? And like he kisses her, and it's like, and then you see it on the show, and then her boyfriend's like, she was freaking out because she was like, this is everything that's happened exactly to the T. And then he sees that, and he's like, well, what about that? Let me see your phone. And she's like, no. And he's like, well, fuck this. And then it's out, and it like goes into this. Essentially, you find out that she signed a contract when she signed up to Netflix, or whatever the Netflix equivalent in this version of it is, that she signed her whole life away. That like all her phone, you know, like the phone listens to you talk about mosquito bites, and now Blabs is going to get like mosquito repellent or micro bras, whatever, you know, the phone thinks she was talking about. But it listens to everything that you do, all the electronics around her. Like they capture that data because she signed the contract and didn't read it. And she went to the lawyer, and she's like, can I sue him? And the lawyer's like, actually, you signed this contract, and it says that they could take your whole life. And they used AI to create this entire show about her. And it's like real time. So it's just like goes into this drama of how she's dealing with it. And I don't want to like get into like the Black Mirror part of it at the end, as it goes further into it, because as Travis said, it's probably one of the better episodes in the season. Like the season doesn't feel like Black Mirror. It's kind of like they're moving away from the whole future tech intertwining. This one actually does fit into the future tech style of Black Mirror, and it was pretty good.
It's Streamberry was the Netflix.
Streamberry.
Yeah.
No, it's not a Truman ripoff. No, it's because it's using AI to take our, Truman Show was more of like a reality show based on someone who didn't know they were in a reality show, and everyone was viewing his life. Where this is like, it talks more about taking our data and using it and using AI. Like the whole writer strike is about AI being taken over, and now we've got this job to make great content, and that's why it showed Joan is awful, because that show is exactly what they're worried about. Because in the show, Selma Hayek sold her likeness to be used in AI, and Bruce Willis, I think, did that, right? Bruce Willis actually sold his likeness, right? So he
something like that, yeah.
Something like that. So actors are already doing this. So Bruce Willis is going to be showing up in movies for, I don't know how long that
actors' estates are doing this.
I don't know how long his contract's going to be, but we'll see Bruce Willis for a long time with AI, and it's getting so good. He didn't. Okay, I thought that he did. I wasn't actually sure, but regardless, Selma Hayek in the movie. Oh shit! So he did.
Yep.
All right, so he did. Whoever said he didn't in chat.
All right, so
I thought he did.
Likeness, so his face can appear in movies and films. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But so this woman, Joan, realized that everything she did was being put in the show, so she goes nuts. She does some crazy shit, and Selma Hayek sees herself doing these crazy things in the show, and then freaks out, and then wants to sue the Streamberry. And then the lawyer's like, I mean, you signed this contract and you can't do anything about it. So Selma Hayek goes to the girl's house and is like, you need to like calm your tits, because that's me now, that whatever you do. And then they kind of team up, and
my favorite
I don't want to spoil anything else because it is a good episode.
My favorite part is when she says, how do we get in there? And she goes, you're Selma fucking Hayek. Like,
and
okay.
Selma Hayek's like, I am Selma fucking Hayek. And was like, okay. Still looks good for her age too.
So the job listing is, like I said,
oh yeah, tell us about that more.
$300,000 and $900,000, and there's it's interesting because there's this obviously the actors and writers are still striking right now, and
The timing is comical.
Superb.
Yeah.
impeccable, right? And I understand, right? I understand that they're literally striking with this in mind, but it's very clear that the engine
can't
and the
stop
train,
it.
the train's going to keep on moving. Exactly.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it's just
You
a
know
matter
why
of
they could pay that much money? Because they're replacing so many people. They're still going to be profiting. They're still going to be making more money by laying off the people that one job is probably replacing. Hey, curate this AI to make all this. And
Yeah.
guess what? Someone's going to take that job.
100%.
Someone will. Absolutely.
Like it makes total sense from a company perspective to pay somebody $500,000 a year and produce 6
$1 million a year.
episodes. Yeah, whatever. You can produce an entire series, you can produce whatever, and it's still a fraction of the cost that Netflix would end up paying the rights for something or whatever, and they own all the rights for it.
It's
crazy,
bigger
man.
than that. It's bigger. It's not just one season.
Oh, sure.
It's
Yeah.
if this person pull that up again. I just the way that it's titled, right? I'm gonna to create great content. That's pretty vague. But
Yeah.
you think about what setting up AI can do, right? All right, I want an algorithm of a sitcom come up with something and write 7 seasons worth of stories. It'll do that. It'll create a story arc spanning 7 seasons. Or, all right, give me another one. Boom, do that. All right, now actually make it. Didn't we watch that AI movie or like whatever with like the people wearing like suits and it was like cheersing? I mean, that's you think about what they can do with CGI. I mean, it hasn't been the best, but it's getting better and better and better. Right? Look at the sequels, Star Wars sequels. Everyone was shitting on the CGI. Yeah, because they were like, oh, we could do CGI. Let's put everything in here. Like it was just over the top. I mean, practical effects are just so much better in every way. But you can't stop it because it makes it easier to just do shit. They're like, whatever, it might be more expensive in some regards, but it doesn't matter. Well, we'll fix it in post. These AI systems are going to be able to create full movies, full TV shows, and but it's weird because we're in this time where I feel like people are thirsty for practical effects. A movie comes out like stop motion, people are like, this is amazing. Like I just watched, what was the name of that movie? Kubo? Is it Kubo? 2 Strings?
Cujo?
Is it Cujo? No, I think
no.
I
don't
does
know.
anybody know what I'm talking about? Anyway, my wife was like, "Oh, you gotta watch this movie. It's really good." And it was made with stop motion, and I had seen a stop
You got it
motion.
right. It's Kubo, 2 Strings.
Kubo, 2 Strings. Yeah. And it was really cool. And I had seen the making of one scene, like just on the internet one time. I was like, "That's really rad." Like stop motion is really impressive to me because you actually physically have to make the entire movie. And it's so cool. The Fantastic Mr. Fox is another stop motion movie that I thought was really rad. I love that movie.
Well, I'm looking for on the Netflix jobs website this exact job listing. I can't seem to find it. I mean, they have a million jobs, which, by the way, range between like some of them are between like $200,000 and $700,000 a year, right? I mean, they are paying at Netflix. So
what are those positions?
Is Netflix out of Hollywood?
It's all over the place. When you look at Netflix jobs, they have all sorts of different places that you can find. I mean, it has literally, jobs remote, Brazil, Netherlands, Thailand, Finland, Germany. These are all like literally global. I don't even see one for Los Angeles. There's LA, California. There you go. A lot in those gaps. Those are the only 2 in California right there. But I mean, here, product manager, content acquisition. Let's just take a glance here. It's an amazing time to join Netflix, blah, blah, blah. Marketing range, typically between $200,000 and $700,000 a year. Shit. Anyways, Good for
Yeah.
good for us.
So is Netflix outside of Hollywood? Like Hollywood is striking right now. The writers, the
No,
actors.
they work together. They're one and the same.
Okay, so but Netflix is still trucking along,
Yeah,
hiring people to make AI.
100%, 100%, as they should.
That
As-
sounds like they're not supporting the whole strike because the strike is about being against AI. They don't want to worry about AI anymore. They want it kind of written in stone that they won't be replaced, which let's be real. I mean, they will be replaced.
Yeah,
Well, and
100%.
Netflix probably does more business with people who are not a part of the Actors Guild. To be honest, they probably have not been actors long enough or made enough money to afford it.
Mhm.
You know, and a lot of times.
Well, I think you'd be really surprised how many people who are you've never heard of who are not quote unquote relevant, who have starred in little things, are still a member of the Screen Actors Guild or the whatever it is, because that is a big business. Those unions, that
Mhm.
is a major business, and you can't. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of people, especially in Hollywood, they won't hire you unless you're a part of these guilds.
There's also the reverse, and I have a great example of this. In the 90s, Power Rangers were huge. They were making $6 billion a year in toys, okay? And the three main actors, none of them were part of the Actors Guild, and they were filming, I forget where at the time. It was in America. But they moved it overseas afterwards because nobody would take the job. But those actors left at the height of their popularity, at that year they made $6 billion, and they just replaced them like that. So, I mean, you could try and ask for more money. What they wanted was to be part of the Actors Guild, because then it meant they had to meet minimum requirements of work and pay.
You know, all those people, like you said, that they replaced them immediately. And what Craig just said, the power of unions, it's not about protecting the average worker. Like when unions were created, right? Now unions have become like a mafia of their own right. Like the teachers union, the Screen Actors Guild, like all these unions. So it's about maintaining their power. All of these, like you said, like these actors that you never even heard of, like they are all in this, but those are the ones that are going to be replaced. The ones you don't know about. Like the actors that are still going to be in movies are going to be the movie stars, like the Chris Pratts, formerly Will Smiths, the people that people will show up for those movies. Denzel Washington. Like if Denzel Washington's in a movie, I'm interested in it because I know Denzel Washington's a fucking G and one of the best actors out there right now, right? If he's in the movie, I'm watching it. But if all the rest of the people, I don't actually know if they're people or not because the CGI has gotten so good and the AI can create like the rest of the background fillers. There's no more extras. Oh, we don't need extras anymore. So all of the people who work as just extras, side characters in the background, one-liners are no longer needed to make movies. How much cheaper are movies going to be? Significantly. Oh, well, let's just get Denzel and a couple other people that people know, and then who cares, we'll just fill it all in post. Like that's where this is leading. It's not about all actors being replaced, it's about the everyone below the top rank actors that people know. And if you don't know the person, it's like you're basically screwed.
Right.
Yeah, and those small parts, those a lot of times non-speaking roles or one-liners, that's how people build their resumes. You know what I mean? And learn the business.
Not anymore.
Stand here, don't do here, no blocking. You know what I mean? Face the camera, all that shit. And without that, it's like they don't have their acting school. You know what I mean?
We're gonna see a huge return of people like Epic Verse. We're going to see theaters return. I think people really don't like this. This is like the train of corporatism running off the tracks. The Hollywood elites are like, oh, we could just make more money by doing it this way. But look at all these movies. Look at the direction that they're heading. They're fucking losing money. People don't want to watch this shit. They're like, I don't want to be lectured. I don't want to. I'm going to a movie to experience a show or an adventure, something other than my life, other than reality. I want to be taken somewhere. That's what movies are supposed to be for. And that's not what it is anymore. Now I'm like, I'm going to show you how to be a good person, a good moral person. It's like, nah, fuck you. I don't want to be told how to be a moral person by some jackass who thinks they're morally superior. I don't think I'm morally superior in any way. But that's like, I wouldn't impose my will on others. Yeah, I'm opinionated. But when it's obvious that you feel that way, you're just a fucking asshole. And that's what movies have become nowadays. It's only going to get worse. And television, and video games, and movies, and music.
There is no escapism anymore.
No.
Yeah, video games. There's video
invasion.
games. Video games are like one of the last great holdouts, and everything's going woke. Bungie.
Yep. Labs, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, because you guys were saying about like how these corporations are just we're gonna make so much money this way, and everything's going off the rails. Secret Invasion is the latest MCU show on Disney Plus, and the budget was $212 million, and it's really poor viewership. Like no one's watching it.
People hate it.
Yeah, like they actively hate the show. I think this is like the least popular MCU show.
Well, it makes me.
I don't even know what it's about.
You guys remember
Nick Fury?
I bought that comic because I thought, after they do this, it'll be worth more money.
No. Dropped out of it.
Travis lost his life savings.
For show.
He's got like 1,000 Secret Invasions in his closet. He's like, damn it, I shouldn't have bought all those.
What are we gonna do now?
Dude came in with the $5 Rumble Rant. Says, guys, get it right. It's the Film Actors Guild reference.
Yes, AG.
Yes, that's a nice little reference.
Right.
Extra Zero says the problem with unions like government is that power corrupts, and those who lead want their positions to remain fruitful and lose sight of their purpose. Man.
Oh, I got some for that.
There you go. Extra Zero, love it. Super Sentai Guy says independent films will boom because of this. And I don't disagree for sure. Thank you so much, Super Sentai Guy. Extra Zero also came in as a member for 5 months. Says the sad reality is that as a service gets more content, the quality dilutes. It happens with cable. It happens with streaming. Gaming is next, for sure.
It's already here, but
Yeah,
there's certain companies that are holding out that are just like, well, we don't care. From Software, for example, like Elden Ring came out, and they were like, all these journalists were like, they're so hard, we can't even get and From Software was like, so anyway,
yeah.
DLC's coming, Armored Core's coming. Like they're gonna hate Armored Core. They're not gonna be able to handle Armored Core. That shit's gonna be tough for them. I can't wait.
You guys want to move on to the other big news today?
Yeah.
Sure.
Coming the UFO hearings.
Oh yeah.
You guys want to
Okay,
talk
I
about
actually
this?
know nothing about this. I saw it alert me on my phone. I was like, I'll find out from Craig and Adam.
Okay.
I haven't watched it.
I would say it's exciting, but to be honest, I think we're gonna get about 10%.
Okay, look, I'm just gonna get this out before you tell us all this stuff. Like, okay, yeah, UFO, blah 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 blah. Yeah, all right. Well, Biden's is looking to be impeached. His son's lawyer just impersonated the Republican lawyer who's trying to hold Hunter Biden accountable for his lies, and they basically perjured themselves. And then the judge is pissed. They're basically like, shit's going crazy for the Bidens. Like, oh wow, a UFO hearing? I don't give a fuck about a UFO hearing. I'm sorry. America is like in trouble right now, and the president, it's like there's so much evidence that he is corrupt as fuck. I think I've known this for a long time, but I think Biden is one of the most corrupt politicians ever. He even said it. Someone was like, what should we do about corrupt politicians? And you know what his response was? Don't be so sure I'm not corrupt. Verbatim. That's what he said.
Dang.
Well, look.
Anyway.
I'll
UFOs. Wow.
Distraction.
Let's talk UFO. Let's do this.
Go ahead. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest because, like, that's why I haven't been paying attention. Please,
with that
take
said,
the mic from me.
I think that You elect a guy who's been in the government for 50 years, and you expect something different. You know, just saying.
Elect.
All right. So here's the big thing: former U.S.
80 million
agent
votes.
David Grush.
Take the mic.
Here, let me just mute Adam
Mute
for
him.
a second. All right, he's muted. All right, he's been muted for a second. All right. Former U.S. intelligence agent David Grush confirmed under oath today that aliens do in fact exist, and there's a video of this. This has been a
She the alien?
no. This is this is Miss Mace. Here we go. Listen to this line of questioning.
Before we start this,
okay.
Sorry. I hope that the people who were in jobs of respect and said this in the past, that if this all eventually does come out, that they get apologies from the people who blackballed them.
Yeah,
That's
come
hilarious.
on, Travis. Wake up.
Made them to be crazy and things like
Travis,
that.
come on, dude.
That's way too admirable. Way too, like way too admirable and way too right. Of a thing to do.
I mean, they probably ruined people's lives.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Travis, they probably killed people.
Yes. And it's
many people.
That was brought
David
up
Grush.
in this.
Well, David Grush says it in the interview that he did with that. I don't remember the name of the British broadcasting
Piers
place.
Morgan?
BBC.
No, BBC.
No, it wasn't BBC. It's where it was something you'd never really heard of, but something smaller, but I don't remember. It wasn't BBC. Anyway, take it away.
Right. So
Let's watch this.
Here's the 25-second clip, and there's actually a really good line of questioning here, which I haven't seen this clip, but we're gonna play this. Let's check this out.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics
News
came
Nation.
with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Grush.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So he's saying we
And that's
have bodies.
An intelligence official.
Yes, this is a guy who has been there and done that, right? Seen this. And but what's interesting is as I watched and listened to this morning prior to us going, there was a lot of questioning that came his way where he's like, look, I can't talk about this publicly. If you want to talk about this privately, I can do that. And that was probably his response to 80% of the questioning that he had, which as a viewer, and once again, this is not you could argue that most hearings are made for TV. But as a viewer and as a member of the American public, that answer disappoints me because I think you pull people up to have them answer questions, right? Not to do it off to the side.
That tells you it's much more crazy than you ever thought it was.
Well,
Bob Lazar was right.
Let's so this was an interesting line of questioning, and this actually may lead into the question that was just asked, but this happened about 3 minutes before we went live, and I was like, oh, that's a really interesting line of questioning. So it actually may lead into this because it's the same lady asking questions. So we're just going to watch a little bit of this and see how this goes. But I thought this was pretty fascinating.
I have a few questions for Mr. Graves. What percentage of UAP sightings, in your belief, go unreported by our pilots?
This is an approximation based off of my personal experience speaking with a number of pilots, but I would estimate we're somewhere near 5% reporting perhaps.
So like 95% basically don't report seeing UAPs.
That's just my personal estimate.
In the incident off Virginia Beach, do you believe the Navy took the danger to your aircraft seriously after it was reported?
Absolutely.
A few questions for Mr. Favor. As an expert naval...
Let's go stop there for a second.
How would he know that? How would he know? That
what?
Only 5% report.
Well, I think he's, like you said, it was his own estimate. He was just saying,
He probably talks to the people, the pilots, and says, how many times have you seen this? Did you report it? It's, you take a group of people, it's a statistics thing. But, you have a point, because are they going to tell the truth? And what group of people are you talking to? Are they airline pilots, military pilots? Are they, because they could be ordered not to tell.
Are you, Adam, you seem skeptical of this.
I think it's all a distraction, dude.
A distraction, so
look at this. Look at the UFO. Don't focus on the economy. Don't focus on the war.
Right.
Don't focus on the big guy. Don't focus on anything that's really important in life. Let's focus on something that has been a conversation already. All shit that's already been like the people that like Travis was mentioning earlier. The people that have been saying this, like Bob Lazar. The people that are like that. These are the ones that like that guy was probably on the squad to freaking ruin Bob Lazar because he was actually talking about this shit for fucking decades. Like, oh, okay. Oh, now they're gonna like admit it. Like, oh, cool. Well, I don't fucking trust the government, period. I don't care what they say to me. I see a huge smoke and mirrors shit going on because there's some serious shit going on and no one's talking about the important issues. And it's frustrating.
And last time, I believe a group of these well educated and career-minded gentlemen tried to do this. They had like former heads of the FBI, of the CIA, congressmen, 4-star generals. They had spies. So come on, like they've done this before, and they were trustworthy people before. They just didn't get covered.
Well, let me say that you said something that's interesting. You said, Adam, you said we're not going to worry about the things that are most interesting or are most important, right?
Correct.
Speaking of, one could argue that this could be the most important thing, UFOs being the most important thing. Because if this is a true connection to, I mean, it's interesting to hear you say that because I know you have a show that's built around this premise, right? And if there is a conduit to another world that has technology vastly superior to what we have, and they are more or less looking at us like ants, like we would, and just kind of observing and saying, oh, whatever. I think that's much bigger than
if it's true.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's true. Right.
Yeah. True. Yeah. I mean, I discuss this often about what the implications would be if there was a different civilization that was here, or if it's us from like the survivors of the Younger Dryas, like 30,000 years ago. Like there's pyramids. Like I was just talking to my buddy Andreas, who just came back from Eastern Europe, and I guess there's like these Bosnian pyramids that are like 30,000 years old, and it's like that's insane. So there's civilizations from way back when that we were building pyramids, and the pyramids in Antarctica that are shaped mysteriously just like the Great Pyramids, with the little one and then the two bigger ones. It's like very, very similar. Like, okay, the Sphinx, 26,000 years old, or this new cave show on Netflix that just came out that 250,000 years ago, they just found a bunch of bones that showed that chimps were burying themselves ritualistically because they buried them with tools in their hands and like put them in a fetal position like they were burying their loved ones. Like that's a different species, not human, doing that. Like the history that we know is completely different. And it's like, of today, of all days, they want to talk about this. Like I've already been talking about this. There's a shit ton of people that have already been talking about this, wanting to know the truth about UFO technology, if it does exist, if the government has it, different governments have it. They say China might have their own. Italy was supposedly found a craft in like the early of World War II, and like the Vatican got a piece of it and gave it to the Americans. Like this shit's all over the place. Brazil, they had their own Roswell that went down. Like it's like people are somehow now opening their eyes to this. But today, of all days, they're gonna have this when there's this like huge shit going on with the president of the United States actually being connected to a bunch of other stuff, and like his son, and like using the Justice Department as a weapon against political opponents. Like there's so much shit. Like if the fabric of society were to crumble, what the fuck does alien technology, how is that going to help us right now? Like,
Right.
yeah, I get it. It's important. Sure. I would love for society to like move forward in a positive path, but I don't see that happening if we're all just so distracted by like, oh, UFOs, aliens are real. It's like, oh my God, really? That's what we're focusing on? That's why I'm like, I can't get excited about it, because I just know too much about what's going on outside of this like bubble that people like to live in, where they don't want to face reality.
Sean says, I saw a UFO once.
Cool.
I think
I want to hear more about that.
Right. I think that'd be actually a great roundtable. Can you add that to the list, Blabs?
There's a reason that when you ask other countries if UFOs or aliens exist, they defer to the United States. They say, ask them.
The CIA.
That's what they do.
I think that I'm intrigued by technology, right?
Me too.
And I think that this was.
Do you think it's alien or do you think it's us?
Well,
from
here
the
you
past?
go. Listen, us from the past.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's listen. To
I
this
think it could be us from the future coming back to the past. But
I don't think that's.
Let's listen to this real quick.
How do you know that these were not our aircraft?
Some of the behaviors that we saw in a working area, we would see these objects being at 0.0 Mach, that's 0 airspeed, over certain pieces of the ground. So what that means, just like a river, if you throw a bobber in, it's going to float downstream. These objects were staying completely stationary in Category 4 hurricane winds. These same objects would then accelerate to supersonic speeds, 1.1, 1.2 Mach, and they would do so in very erratic and quick behaviors that I don't have an explanation for.
That's intriguing to me. Just
Mhm.
the idea of, they actually talked about in this hearing something that we've referenced here, the idea of ships coming out of the water, ships coming out of the sky, going from all sorts of places. But the idea of something going just to a complete stop and then just, popping off instantaneously is, to answer your question, Adam, do I think it's us? No, I don't think we have that technology. I don't think that we have that ability. And I don't think that the human body could stand up to that.
I think it may not be aliens. I've thought for a while that it could be, alien life, but not sentient aliens. It could be like space bugs, and they're just not in our visual spectrum. We can only see a small part of the light spectrum. So there could be things that are invisible to us that we wouldn't even see without a camera that sees that light spectrum. So they could be things floating around right in front of your face you wouldn't even see.
Blabs, what do you think of all this?
It's so hard to say what's real, what's not real anymore because we've just been lied to over and over and over again. I'm honestly on the same side as Adam on this. I'm like, it's all a distraction. Every time there's some type of cover up, they're like, oh, but look over there. But now that Travis also said that it could just be like almost like paranormal activity doing all that stuff too. You gotta wonder, like, there's somebody like a little ghost just sitting right next to you in your room.
Adam,
have you seen those drone racers? The people that put on the VR goggles and fly drones around? Like, that's amazing. Like, those things look so much fun. I honestly would love one myself. Don't you think if humans were technologically more advanced at one point in the past, Bob Lazar claimed that one of the ships that they were working on was found in an archaeological dig. Like, they found it under the ground, and they pulled it up, and he was trying to reverse engineer it. This was decades ago, right? We don't know what the government actually has. If they found stuff in an archaeological dig and it was actually a technology that humans created 10,000 years ago to 20,000 years ago, based on a completely different technology, frequencies or magnetic energy or gravitational control, something that we can't comprehend yet because we don't know what gravity even is. Like, we're like still toddlers when it comes to really understand quantum physics and like the way the universe works and what dark matter is and like when you observe something it changes whatever. I don't remember the test. Quantum physics, is still beyond me, but don't you think that it's possible that humans could have figured out a way to control a craft and not be in it? Like, if we could control drones and people are doing some crazy shit, imagine like what they could do if we had like gravity control, right? It's like, I'm not saying that I believe it. I'm just like, I can see that it's a possibility, right? If they did find craft in an archaeological dig, if it was actually a human or some sort of like bioengineered bio suit of that was not really human, but they put their freaking mind to control the being that they created to be able to withstand these intense G turns that they would do, going from 0 to Mach, what do you say, like 1.2? It's like,
Yeah,
that's
right,
crazy.
1 or 2, yeah.
0 to that fast. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. There's so much weird shit. Like, there's a lot of people that have claimed they've seen aliens. Like, there's this thing that happened, like the Brazilian Roswell that I
Jimmy
mentioned
Carter.
earlier. What, Jimmy Carter said
he said he
Yeah,
was out in his
secretly.
backyard and saw an alien UFO.
I mean, the accounts in Brazil, when you listen to these interviews of all these different people, they all are kind of saying very similar things. There was this school in Africa where all of these kids were playing outside, and the spacecraft landed out, like, on the outside of the fence. Like, they were all in the play area, right? And they all looked, and these aliens got out, and all the kids were interviewed separately, and they all described the exact same thing. And it's like, all right, that's kind of weird. And like 20 years later, there's a documentary about this, and they interviewed all the people as adults, because this was, I think, 98. It wasn't that long ago, right? They were kids in 98. So like, they're like my age, they're like our age. And that's like, yeah, I would remember if I was a freaking 12-year-old and I saw an alien land in my school. Like, that would leave an impression on me, right? And they were interviewed, and they talked about it, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. Are there aliens? I don't believe we're alone in this universe. I don't think that we have like the peak technology. I think that we are babies when it comes to technology and understanding how to navigate the universe and navigate dimensions and navigate, just like, we're great at navigating our world. Yeah, we're like mastering our world, but like, the world is not ours. The world's a lot bigger than Earth.
I think
it's a cool conversation.
Right. It goes back to, the more that I know, the less that I know. Right.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, the more you know, the stupider you realize you are.
Yep.
That was Varginha, Brazil, by the way, was the city.
Yeah, Virginia. Yeah.
We'll move on here in just a second. But Mayo Riot came in with the 5, says Bob Lazar got his hydrogen engine from his neighbor. Look it up. He is nothing. Thank you, Mayo Riot. Appreciate that. And Nikki Felty came in with the $20 super chat. Says, not surprising that he couldn't talk about anything publicly or it's lies from the CIA and tell you community on UFOs. The CIA doing a disinformation campaign on UFO. The Air Force is done with Project Blue Book. Nikki, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for not being able to say it. I'm just saying from a viewing perspective, it's disappointing to not be able to hear the answers.
He probably doesn't want to get killed.
Well, that was
Maybe
a common theme.
He's on Clinton's list with Adam and Soup.
Whoa. Why would you put me there?
Because
you had the dream. You put yourself there, Adam.
No. You don't have to bring that up. I forgot about that night. It was a nightmare, not a dream. There's a difference.
Forgot all about it until this moment. He's like, shit.
Yeah,
Guys,
than's for bringing that up.
Listen.
You ruined Soup for me, Hillary.
No, she didn't.
Oh,
I refuse.
We've had a big show today, guys. We've talked about all sorts of news. We've gone to aliens. We've talked AI, but this may be the biggest part of the show.
I'm sorry I got political. I couldn't help it.
Because it's time for...
It's time for hardcore gaming.
The part of the show that everybody cares about, you hardcore gamers out there, the 47% of you who identify as hardcore gamers. Adam is here to save you.
No,
Casual, guilty as charged.
Bunch of casuals. He doesn't even play games.
Adam, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, Remnant 2 has been making waves in the gaming community. A lot of Destiny 2 streamers are moving over to play this game. Diablo 4 had a little tiny spotlight on it for a little bit, and it has been blown out of the water. There was a huge patch that came out, and everybody is pissed at Diablo 4. The devs completely nerfed the entire game and made it unfun to play. And they nerfed experience, they nerfed skills, they made it just unfun to play. And they really didn't give a reason for people to stay. And in comes Remnant 2. Now, I played Remnant 1, and I love Remnant 1. I have many hours in Remnant 1. I have a very high-level hardcore character, and I want to talk to you guys about hardcore and
So-
it being a part of the game.
Before you get into this, what kind of game is this? This looks like Last of Us to me.
So, if I were to describe Remnant to somebody, it's kind of like Remnant 1 was known as Dark Souls with guns. And the makers of Remnant, Gunfire Games, they definitely are From Software fans. There are so many Easter eggs, so many little things that they added that are absolutely directly from Dark Souls and the Souls Seer, Bloodborne, everything that From Software does. Not that they're stealing it. It's like they're like, anyone who loves this will be like, oh man, yeah, I love that. Like there's an emote where you raise your gun.
Homage?
Yeah, you raise your gun in the air and it's like
Right.
praise the gun. But praise the sun is actually a Dark Souls meme.
Yep.
Because of Night Solaire in Dark Souls 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just there's something about looter shooters that this game does a little differently. It's not exactly the same as like every single gun could have different stats. It's every gun is static, but to find the gun, to find the armor piece, procedurally generated games are kind of rare when it comes to this kind of game, right? You mentioned it looks like The Last of Us. Now, The Last of Us is a static game, right? It doesn't change. So you go through the game, it's going to be the same every time you go through. Whereas this game, every time you go through the game, it is completely different. There's different world bosses for each world. There's different mini bosses. There's different side events. And each side event, each mini boss, each thing has its own item that can drop from it. And then there's alternative ways to kill the bosses. So you can like figure out a different way to kill them and get a different item. So every time you play through the game, you're getting different items, you're getting different stories, you're getting different NPCs that you're interacting with. So the replay value is very strong. And it's really well put together. They're not trying to be some graphically phenomenal game, but the graphics from the first game, I mean, they look fantastic. But what they do really well is gameplay. And I love a game that has really good gameplay. They do it so well. And it's multiplayer. You can team up with your friends. It's not crossplay, which is, I think, one of the few marks against the game. I'm not happy about the fact it's not crossplay. It's really sad.
That's funny. To see kind of the diving looks exactly like Dark Souls. Like
it's very much, yeah. The iframes, like when you dodge and you go through an attack, it's very, very similar. And I like that because if you don't dodge at the right time, you're getting hit. So it rewards timing, right?
So-
it rewards being a paying attention to the movements of the enemies. Like anything in this game could potentially kill you if you don't dodge correctly, if you're not suited correctly. And I like that. Same with Dark
I have
Souls.
a question.
Anything in Dark Souls can kill you.
Yes,
Go ahead,
Blabs.
Blabs.
You get a dog in this game, huh?
Yeah. And it's
And you have
awesome.
to keep it alive? What happens if it dies?
No, it comes back. It's your buddy. He's always there.
I love it. I love that you get a dog in this game. This is just
That class,
just
it's called the
boosted it.
handler, and that dog is awesome. It will res you if you die. The dog comes and reses you. You could send your dog to res your friends. You could send a dog to take the aggro of an enemy. Like right now, he could send his dog, and this thing will start attacking the dog instead of you, so you can actually get back and shoot. The dog's awesome. I really like that class.
So
Does the dog
just to
have
be
a
clear,
name or is it just dog?
Well, you can name it whatever you want.
Whoa! I'm sold.
so you want to talk about this because there's like an insta death or there's a hardcore mode in this?
Well, I'm not done talking about the game itself, but that is a conversation I feel should be had about hardcore games. Like Diablo 4 has hardcore. Like you could play. I have a hardcore barbarian that I'm playing, or I haven't picked up Diablo 4 in a while. I'll be honest, since this came out. But the game, I guess we'll just talk about whatever. I started playing
Whatever you want to talk about, buddy.
No, it's fine. So this game has a hardcore mode, and there's something about hardcore mode that I just love, and I feel like people are scared of it, and it's kind of a bummer because there's something about playing a game in hardcore mode that makes the game feel completely different, and it's just way more exciting and way more rewarding when you beat a boss. Like I was playing last night, I was playing hardcore, and I beat a boss solo, and it felt so good. And my chat was like, yes. And they were like, they didn't even know it was hardcore. And then they found out it was hardcore. They were like, all right, that's pretty, oh shit. Like, all right, this is a big baller. And I was like, hell yeah. You know, it feels good. Yes, you can pet the dog, dude. Dude just asked, here's the real question. Can you pet the dog? You can pet the dog. Yes.
I'm so.
You can pet. Yeah, you can pet the dog. What do you guys think? Would you be interested in playing a hardcore game? Like hardcore means permadeath.
I feel
I
like
know,
I
Craig,
have
you're
to
not
play the
interested.
game first
Yeah, from the
throughout,
beginning.
like on normal level, and then play the game on hardcore. So at least I know what
That's
I'm
what I
going
did.
through, because I'm a casual gamer. I'm gonna die instantly. At least I should prepare myself and prep myself in a way.
I feel like the first game did it better. People, I don't know how many people who are playing Remnant 2 played Remnant 1. Well, I played the shit out of Remnant 1. So I have a lot of experience now with both games. And now I've played the shit out of Remnant 2. I did a freaking 9-hour stream yesterday just playing because I just was playing nonstop. It was awesome. And shout out to Rumble because they put me on the front page. I appreciate that. But one thing about hardcore in this game that differs from the first game is every time you beat a world boss in the first game, you'd get a specific ring from that world boss that you, even if you died, when you started a new character, you got that ring. So you actually kind of like work your way to be, even if you die, you like, all right, well, I still earned that ring. So when I start a new hardcore character, I have a little bit of an advantage. And I liked that. It rewarded you getting further in hardcore mode. Another thing about Remnant 2 that I really do not like, actually, this is my biggest gripe with this game. In the first game, you leveled. They kind of got rid of leveling in this game. They only have your archetype. So like the handler with the dog, there's a medic, there's a hunter, like a more of a sniper kind of style. And there's different there's 10 different archetypes. So it's kind of cool. It's like a job. And that's the only thing you really level. Whereas the first game, when you leveled up, you would get a new trait point. Now, I remember I'd had like 200 and 300 trait points. So I was able to like really make my character really strong. They limited the amount of traits to 60. So you can only have, and traits are like, buffs that you add. Like, it's like a skill tree, if you will, right? Different traits like bonus to health, bonus to stamina, bonus to elemental resistance, 60 traits. Whereas the first game, it was unlimited. I don't know if it was there might have been a cap, but I never hit the cap in the amount of time that I did. And that's more than enough for me to like really feel like I was strong. And then they added, this is my second big gripe with the game, the scaling that they've done. Now it's scaled the same way with the first game, but the difference is now you're handicapped because you can't actually grind trait points. You can find books on the ground that allow you to get a free trait, and they're all over the place. Well, now I'm playing and I've hit that 60 cap, and I'm finding all these trait points, and it's like new trait point, and it's a lie because I've already hit the cap. But for some reason, it's still telling me there's still books on the ground. Like, what's the point? It makes me not want to play as much. Like that, I can't keep making my character stronger and stronger. I just I've reached the peak. So now the only thing I get to look for is like new secrets, which holy shit, there's a lot of secrets in this game. There's secrets within secrets. There will be a hidden room that you're like, oh shit, I just found this hidden room. And then you'll find out maybe a couple days later, you'll be in that room and you'll find another hidden room within the hidden room. Like that's how deep the secrets go in this game. There is shit all over the place. you'd think that you completed a level, right? Because usually a zone will have one ring you can find, but then you find a secret that has another ring, and then there's an amulet too. And if you get this, you figure out that there's some secret lock that you have to find, this hidden wall that you can walk through. It's like, I love that kind of stuff. So it's this weird balance because I feel like the first game spoiled me with the way, with what it gave me. And I can see why they're trying to keep the max at 60, because they want to actually be able to add content that you're not just like overpowered and just completely crushed, to kind of like keep it constant, right? So I get it, but I'm not happy about it. It's the same reason why Diablo 4, the nerfs that came, the devs want to keep the gameplay at a certain level, and people were doing billions of damage in Diablo 4 pre-patch. So after patch, they nerfed all the stuff. So it's like everyone's just kind of like, all right, now it's kind of it feels like a slog. It's like, well, yeah, they want you to just keep playing the game, take you a lot longer to play. And I don't know, Diablo 4, it's pretty sad. Like they came out with season 1, and there isn't even enough, like, the premium credits to buy anything in the store. So even if you hit max level and get all the premium credits that you earn for free, well, it wasn't even for free because you still have to pay for the pass, but you can't even buy something from the store. You get just enough that'd be under, so you still have to buy extra platinum, whatever it is, to then buy something in the store. It's like, come on, Blizzard. Their store is already ridiculously expensive, like $30 for a skin. Like, how much are skins in Fortnite? I bet they're not $30. You guys know?
Between 9 and 20. It just kind of depends on.
Really? That expensive? I thought that'd be like $5 for a skin.
I think it depends on which one, but maybe I'm wrong. So.
You got an average, Trav? I saw you instantly started doing this, so I figured you were looking.
Reflex.
No, I was just looking at how much money they've made on Diablo 4 so far. It's pretty insane. And
can you look that up? I
yeah.
am curious.
Yeah.
So would you recommend the game? I mean, it sounds
absolutely.
like you enjoyed the first one.
Absolutely. I'm a grinder. I'm a hardcore gamer. I've already put 60 hours into Remnant 2. I've beaten it. There is 2 more levels of difficulty to play, and I'm very interested in playing those extra difficulties. I'm currently doing a playthrough on hardcore before I step up the difficulty. I don't think I'm going to do the harder difficulties on hardcore because you die. It's a tough game. I wouldn't play hardcore unless I've already played through the game, because I already kind of know most of the bosses. Not all of them. I'm still discovering new bosses after 60 hours. I'm still seeing new like things that I've never seen, which is fantastic. A game that that has that replayability, like, and then it gives you a choice. Like, all right, you have this, you can go this way or you can go this way, but once you choose this, you can't go that way. But when you replay it and you get to that point again, and you're like, oh, well, I went that way, and I know it gave me a gun, so I'm gonna go find out what this. Oh, now it gave me a mod that actually, mods are basically like spells or whatever. It's just like put in your gun and special abilities. It just gives you that replayability. So highly recommend this game. I think it's fantastic. My gripes with the game are, for the people who know Remnant 1, I think the trait ceiling is really shitty. At least change it so you can't pick up books anymore, or if you do pick up books, have it give you scrap, which is the currency in the game. Buy stuff, whatever. The money. Just feels kind of a waste. But yeah, highly recommend Remnant 2. I think it's fantastic. It really is good. I think the multiplayer scaler is a little strong. Like when enemies are X, but when someone joins your game, now it's like X times 3, and then they're significantly harder to kill. And then 3 players, it's like everything's just like. I think that the multiplayer scaling can be toned down a little bit, but it's way better than Outriders. I played Outriders a little bit. Outriders was cool, but I don't know, something about it that I didn't like.
I love how passionate you are about video games, buddy. About certain games. It's great. It's great. Love it. So if you were to give it a score, like fire away.
If I were to take out my knowledge of Remnant 1, I would give it a 9 out of 10. But with my knowledge of Remnant 1 and like my unconscious like bias because of that, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's a very good game. And they have 3 DLCs coming. No, you don't need to play the first Remnant. It still plays really well. I actually just started playing it last year because I had an itch to play it. And it still holds up. It's still very good. But you don't need to play the first one, no.
Check this out. So Activision for this quarter, and this is net cash flow. This is positive cash flow. They made $13.2 billion, but net cash positive flow was $9.5 billion. Isn't that insane?
Did you find out the price of Fortnite skins?
No, but I couldn't find that. But there's a range of them. They go from $5 to $15. But
okay, 5 to 15. That's reasonable. $5 to $15. $30 is stupid.
Yeah, they made $600 million just in this quarter from Diablo 4.
That's silly, and they'll continue to. Insane. Elite Neo came in, says, just as Adam mentioned the latest woes in Diablo 4, friend sends me a link to an article about a level 91 sorcerer that beat a tier 100 nightmare dungeon.
Yeah, I mean the devs said that they changed nightmare dungeons so that what was a level 70 nightmare dungeon is now what the level 100 is going to feel like. So like they made nightmare dungeons a lot easier, so the level 100s aren't even the same prestige anymore. The people who beat the level 100s pre this patch it's completely different. The devs were saying like the nightmare dungeons, blah blah blah, we want to add more. It was just a bunch of. They looked so sad in this campfire talk. I don't know if you saw the meme. It was like where it started, where we're at, and it's like they were all happy when they were like introducing Diablo 4, and then like they were all sad because they were talking about this patch that nobody liked. Everyone was disappointed with it, and I get it.
I've got more accurate numbers. The uncommon skin is $8, rare skins $12, epic skins $15, and legendary skins are $20.
You know,
it should be lower.
What's amazing about that is when you think of like a rare anything, or you put these values attached to it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, second day in a row. I know, second day in a row. If you're going to do this, if you're going to provide a scarcity attached to it, then there needs to be a limited number of them, right? You can't say it's rare when there's where the reality is that it just costs a little bit more.
When
you're only going to sell 1,000 of them,
right? They're shiny ones and zeros, though. All right.
Right.
People recognize those ones and zeros.
I likes the shiny.
Cow brain. Right. Adam, thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah. I love talking about video games.
Let's go ahead and check out some memes. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, this one from Blab, straight from Extra Zero. So Blab's presenting her license to Judge E Thoughts, the federal booby inspector.
Nice.
Nice job, Blabs. Very good. And this one from Horny Alp says, this is the game I want. This sounds awesome. That does sound great, doesn't it? Love that.
Awesome.
Look at Adam as Luigi.
So excited. And then we have this. It says when the Hardy's music stops abruptly. This was I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
It stopped and then it's continued, and I was like, "What? Why? What? Why?" Anyway, it was interesting.
We got this one from Extra Zero.
I didn't see your face though. It's funny.
Mine over here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you were drinking. Sus. You're like, what?
What's wrong with my drink?
Not happy. No. When Blaz wins the TMNT controller, why does my pizza controller reek of Walmart pickles? There you go.
Pickle Man strikes again.
And then we have this one from Extra Zero. It says, getting criggy with it.
Oh my gosh. I've got glorious ears. Never
Bringing
gets
it
old.
back. Bringing it back. Love that.
Still
All right.
true.
Well, there we go. Make sure you guys go find Adam over on Locals and on Rumble at, is it Adam? Just the Krigler Show?
It's the Krigler Show on both. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
The
And of
Krigler
course,
Show.
if you guys are watching us, make sure you guys head over to rumble.com/sidescrollers and find us over there. You can follow Blabs over on Twitter and on Kick, and Travis over on Twitter as well. Go find him over there. It's good stuff. Great stuff. A quick reminder coming up in just a little bit. Blabs will be taking on Mortal Kombat 1.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Did
You're
you
gonna
get
hear
a
that a
better
lot.
controller? Because you're not. If you can't press the diagonals, you're not going to be able to play Mortal
I
Kombat.
mean, I can press them. It's just you gotta get the right sweet spot on these old games. It doesn't
Well,
really read it.
you have to kind of do it in like a conjunction to get these moves to go. So like if you
I think
have to hit
that'll
a
work.
sweet spot, I don't know.
No, she's talking about like Castlevania up. And I remember hearing about like you have to be precise up to do like the move. And I remember like multiple times you were complaining about that.
Well,
But like Mortal Kombat, down, forward, punch kind of shit, back, forward. I don't know.
She had problems aiming diagonally in Contra too. That's the only reason I said it was two games,
it
not
really
one.
wanted a sweet spot. It
But
was
that's
like
holding
right
it there.
above it.
That's holding it to try to
True.
get that angle.
Well, tomorrow,
So hopefully
this should be good. This
We're
should
gonna
be all
find
right.
out, folks. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we will.
I want her to play the Lion King. All right. I don't know how many people know about the Lion King on Super Nintendo.
It's pretty
Yeah,
great.
and she's
Let's do it.
she's hyped. She wants to play it, guys. So
I don't
that'll
know
be
what
fun.
I'm in for. I'm gonna be like, I'm in
Hey.
trouble.
I never got past like the second level on that game. So
That's
good luck.
that's about it. Yeah. The monkeys
All right,
kind
well,
of
that's my goal
yeah.
to get to level 2 then.
force everyone to
All
stop
right.
trying.
Well, we'll be back in just a little bit. Stay tuned over here on Rumble and on YouTube, and of course over on Twitch as well. We'll be live. Appreciate you guys popping in. Great show today. Really enjoy what everybody brought to us today. Good stuff today. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. I'll see you guys very shortly for Blabs versus Mortal Kombat. Let's have a go!